CrazyMikesapps.com with an iPad app video demo for GazziliScience. This fun, hands-on kids education app teaches basic life science concepts to preschoolers in an engaging, kid-friendly way. Getting into the action with this kids' science education app, you can see there are 6 different concepts: plants, water cycle, seasons, non-living, sink or float, and 5 senses. Some are locked and some aren't. You start with plants here with Mimi. Now the narrator walks you through, and it's a very well-instructed narration on the activity of what we're going to do, which is we're going to learn how to plant a seed and what happens. Now we tap on Mimi to get her to dig a hole. That's the first part of the process. Once we get our hole dug, the narrator will continue to guide the child through how to plant a seed next. You get to choose from a sunflower, a rose, or an apple. I selected an apple, and each time the kids get involved in these activities, they're going to have to tap, drag, and do some other things, which gets them involved and makes the experience more memorable. Now we've got to push the dirt over the seed, and again, the narrator provides the instruction. The water can comes out, and you have to pick it up with your finger by holding on it, and then you can move it around. You watch as the soil gets darker because it's getting wet, and Mimi starts to sparkle. Now you see a stem pop out, and the narrator explains what's happening. There are roots popping out of the seed as well as a stem. As you tap on the stem, it gets bigger and actually turns into a tree. It's also explained that this doesn't happen overnight. It actually takes time. The sun is up there, a nice animation occurs, but let's listen to the narrator.
Look, the plant has matured into a tree. Cool! Apple blossoms have bloomed. Now tap each blossom to turn it into an apple.
So that's how each of the learning episodes or concepts goes. Kids will be involved from the beginning to the end, dragging, tapping, and learning what the specific science concept consists of. In this case, it's time to drag the apples into Mimi's basket. And the kids will pick on an apple or tap on an apple and drag it over to the basket. They'll hear a funny sound, and after they're all done, if they haven't completed this learning concept, they'll actually get a reward item and go to their Gazzili Fun page and help Purple build a silly contraption. Now we're going to go back to the main menu, and we're going to go into another learning concept, Seasons, with Benito. Now Benito is learning about seasons, and as that happens, we're going to have a picture of the Earth with the moon going around it, as well as the sun in the center, since the Earth revolves around the sun. The object here is kids learn to drag the Earth around the sun, and at different points there will be different seasons, which means it gets colder, it may get cooler, and so on. So the way this works is the narrator again instructs us to drag the Earth around the sun, and when we do that, it turns into a different season. In this case, it turns into fall, and not only do the leaves fall off the tree, but it gets a little cooler, so the user or the kids are instructed to help Benito get some new clothes on to get warmer. In that case, a ball cap, a jacket, and some pants. Now as you go through all of the seasons, you're going to see snow, and you can see Benito's got new outfits. We go to spring, the grass turns green, and a year is explained to kids. Now once an activity is completed, we go to the Gazzili Fun page with Purple, the little character on the bottom right. In this case, we have received a fan, and we're using Purple's diagram here to help him build some contraption to feed Cleo and Theo, the dog and cat, on the bottom right. You can see, I don't know it's going to work. You'll have to find out by completing all of the learning concepts. Now I toggled on the hearing impaired mode. Once you do that, the narrator, actually their spoken word becomes text in boxes explaining all of the learning concepts. Also, when any of the Gazzili bunch speaks, it actually also populates in a box. This is sink or float, and you can see wood floats in this case, and Purple's a good character for that learning concept. In settings, you have sound, music, instructions, and Twitter settings. You can go into hearing impaired mode and turn it on or off. You also have the ability to share through Facebook, Twitter, and email. And tapping on the info screen brings up the Gazzili bunch and the developers responsible for this app. At the bottom, you can see the other Gazzili apps, Gazzili Shapes, Gazzili Words, and Gazzili Puzzles. Until next time, Crazy Mike saying see ya.